Hello, good morning, and welcome to my live program known as Know Your Budget. This program is every Monday, 3 p.m. Unfortunately, we are doing it on Saturday morning, and it's powered by Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. So today we are talking about the Naira resignation. You recall that some days ago, the central bank governor, Mr. Godwin, made a pronouncement that the Nigerian government is set, the central bank is set to redesign the Naira. And what people are coming to my inbox to ask me that, Faye, is the Naira resignation going to increase its value? And I'll be like, oh, I also don't know, but let's come up here to talk about it. And please tighten up your seatbelt. If you have questions, if you have input, your contributions, please bring them in here. Let's talk it all together. Meanwhile, let's take a short break. When we're back, we'll continue from where we start. Thank you. Come back. Meanwhile, we have a guest in the studio seated already. He's waiting for Mr. Chief Benjamin Owecho, the governorship candidate of AAC, African Action Congress. He's seated in the studio and we will be writing all this together. Sir, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, I appreciate your coming. You are always here. You are always ready. Anytime we call on you, sir, please can you come on our show? You don't have excuses. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Today we are talking about Naira resignation. Mr. Godwin central bank governor, made a pronouncement some weeks ago that the central bank is set to redesign the Naira. So people came to my inbox and like said, oh, they're talking about resignation of Naira. Is that going to increase its value? How much have been budgeted to do this job? And then the money they have set aside to redesign the Naira, how are they going to recover it? Or is that money not going to be retrade and get some gain from it? And then let's start from one thing first. Godwin said it's one of the aim of redesigning the Naira is to actually make some people who stole money come out to submit the money to the banks, and thereafter there will be question on how they get some of this money. Are we sure that is going to work? People who loot money, hiding it in overhead tanks, some of them underground, some of them in their houses. How is that going to work? And then shortly after that, dollar rises from in the black market from 700 to 950. So how sure are we about politicians or those who stole money coming to submit this money and there will be caution? Do you think it's something that will happen truly?
Okay, well, thank you. It's actually a good intention, Because for every country, they are supposed to redesign their currency within 5 to 10 years. This is to check the excesses and other issues affecting the currency. But in Nigeria, the timing is suspicious, just as the government itself is suspicious. Because They have given us so many promises, and 99.5 is not kept. The only one that is kept is that we have a change, and the change is change from good to bad, which the good to bad happen. If not, when you take a monkey from here to America or UK and you bring the monkey back, that monkey will still remain a monkey.
Exactly.
This CBN governor has been the CBN governor for over how many years? Close to 5 to 6 years. And
Yes.
within these years that has been there, he has not been thinking, what is this quick thought now that is coming on? He's going to actually check a lot of things, but it may not check the people that need to be checked, because they should
Exactly
be
my
checked.
point.
They're going to be check the checker. I give you one instance. Most of these bank managers and bank directors, they are friends to all those people holding this money. They have a way of readjusting the money and fixing what should be fixed inside, because you create more opportunities for bankers to make money. You create more opportunity for banks to strengthen their customers. You create more opportunities for people to
EFCC.
become rich out of people who get the money. It's unfortunate that people will keep money in the house up to that point and then sailing to the point that it affects the people. In fact, there are some governors now who say they will do table payments, that they want to check what's it called, uh, check criminals and ghost workers. Not even only ghosts this time, I think it's spirit workers, because they too, they are also spirit, the governors. You come and pay table workers. It's the money they stole and kept in their septic tank and in their house that they want to bring out, so that they use
Yes.
the checks to cover up what they need to check. So there's a lot of work to do. The CBM governor, with that kind of intention, is supposed to work with a lot of both the security agencies, both the financial experts, and then the bank. They should be in a position to sanction any bank who goes against some certain orders. But how far can they sanction banks? It's just like somebody's father sending to come and slap you and go and report to the father. We cannot
Yes.
win the case. Yeah, there are people who will be certainly the scapegoats. There are people who will be scapegoats. And most likely those who are in the opposition will certainly
Yes.
be a scapegoat. But those who are in the other places to go and sin no more. So if you are in APC or the party in power in any state, they will tell you go and sin no more. So
Yes.
how effective is this going to be, where only primaries that was held, people were bringing money in bullion wine, and then a lot of money exchanging in dollars, pounds, in naira, and no single rat was even queried or arrested for that kind of money.
No.
The
No.
money they have, if they are working, or their salaries for 100 years cannot give them that kind of money, where you
No.
cannot work
No.
for 100 years. So the money was just flowing like magicians. They are printing
Yeah.
money. What has the
In
government
dollar.
done about that particular action that happened during the primaries?
Nothing.
If
Nothing.
government
Absolutely.
cannot handle that kind of situation, is it now that they are coming up? Because I believe that they have target people. They want to deal with one or two persons. They want to do with
Can
one
I
or
remind,
two opposition.
can I remind
So
you of
that's what
something? Yeah.
okay.
They said that it's also going to cut down terrorism, how they are collecting ransom, kidnapper.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Can I remind you that in the first set of Chibok school girls that were released, the bandits actually asked
Yes.
their money in Europe. They were paid in Europe, right? They were not paid in Naira. So now the central bank, what are the measures that central bank put in place to ensure that the EFCC, in collaboration with the central bank, actually checkmate those who have excess money more than what they have worked for? Because EFCC boss is just been alleged that he's in a Kuje prison over alleged um, a Range Rover, the vehicle he bought over 40 million. EFCC
No,
that was just employed about years ago, some few
it's
years, a bit.
content of course. Content of course.
Okay, contents of the code. All right.
Yeah.
So
He was ordered
with
to
this,
release a vehicle which he refused to release. And it's like that
okay.
vehicle has been resold within the circle. But however,
Oh,
that order was given in 2018, where then he was not the EFCC chairman yet. The others
yes.
have been floating and they refused to. So he must go in for him as a chief executive. He-
So now, what are the measures that the central bank is putting in place in collaboration with EFCC to ensure that they actually implement what they are saying? You know.
Well, that's why if you are cooking for a blind man, you need to be whistling so that he knows that you are not eating. It is
Yes.
the central bank that is supposed to give us the measures that they are putting. Not only with EFCC, there should be ICPC there. There should
Yes.
be the police. There should be all other security apparatus there because they all have
Yes.
anti-fraud, including the civil defense. Everybody has anti-fraud section. They need to be put on alert. You know that the danger is that you are going to create more people because if they catch somebody with 100 million and is giving away 2 million, you'll be sure that the level at which things are going, they will release the person. That's number one. Number two, what check are you going to have with the bureau de change, where some people are ready now to change the money into dollars
Yes.
or pound sterling or other foreign currencies? So that when
Yes.
the new denomination comes, they can now gradually go back to the real change to rechange the money back to the new money and still keep what they need to keep. And most of
Exactly.
them to have the real change. So what are the areas? Because these things were not cleared by the CBN governor. So what they are doing is just like they just tell us the story. It's supposed to be story, story, story. Then we clap for them, but they are not giving us the nitty gritty of how these things will be checked. Yes, it like I said earlier, it has a very important value for the country, but I believe that it's not going to make strong effect like a desired effect like it should be. Rather, it may even put pressure on the poor masses. It will raise inflation.
Yes.
If the dollar is almost 1,000 naira per dollar, check out pounds. Don't even to talk of pounds or euro again. And
Pound.
you are buying
Official
any
rate for
foreign
pound
goods.
now is 96, 950, 960,
Yes,
960. Official rate.
that's why we don't want to talk about the pound because the pound sterling is more than the dollars. Now,
Yes.
if you are buying anything that is imported or clothes, those things
Yes.
are charged and taxed on it. So we have decided now to go and clean our old shoes and our old clothes so that
Mm.
we'll be wearing. Because now we will have to, in fact, this morning, some of us have to start sorting out some of our old clothes so that we will still have relevance. If not, there are things you can no longer buy. You can no
Exactly.
longer buy in Nigeria. Even vehicle parts, you go to touch now, they will touch you with price. And at the end of the day, it's not their fault. The dollar is not friendly at all.
Not their
So
fault.
I don't know where we are heading to. Nigeria is heading towards we are on life. Keep saying they are on life support, and then now this time we are heading that even if mosquito bite the sustaining power for Nigeria, we may
Mm.
go down the drain and out of extinction. I believe that this is leadership mismanagement, and the present government they have failed. And if I believe they should just surrender that they should come out openly to say they have lost clue. They are morally bankrupt. It's moral bankruptcy in this present state of leaders. I don't want to talk too up to my state because my own state, which is Benue State, is completely is headlong, heading down inside a big well, and the well is unknown destination, and it has gone
Mm.
more than half. So we need a rope to tie on the leg to pull the human being out because the governor we have today, I think people have left everything for God and then left everything for time. He's completely insensitive to the plight of the people. He's completely out of touch with reality and still lying to himself that everything is well. I keep telling people that if some people vote for some kind of leaders or some kind of party, I believe that they should be taken for
Mm-hmm.
psychiatric test.
Mm-hmm.
We need
Exactly.
to change this form of leadership that is completely morally bankrupt, that has
You're right. Exactly.
nothing other leadership to see destroyed, to already destroy the system. So I think that what is happening in Nigeria is it's a pitful situation. We are heading towards a pit. Well, when they redesign the Naira, then with the so-called reasons that they are given, their level of implementation. Let me even give you one quick one that you don't understand. Why I say the timing is wrong is that when you redesign the Naira, and then this is the political period where all the activities will be going on, what check or measures will you have to check this? Because when the activities are going on, how do you arrest somebody who becomes a victim? Maybe it's on the podium speaking or this,
Yes.
addressing people and it falls within the opposition rank. Automatically, you are looking for crisis because people will look at it as witch hunting. There are some part of the
Yes.
country that they see stealing of money or gathering of money as a prize. You go to
Yes.
that kind of place, you want to implement to arrest somebody who has money and is throwing it out. So I believe that the timing is completely wrong. It's wrong because the political electionary campaign has been released and people have been asked to go and do elections. How do you successfully handle this? But they may have a plan on what to do or how to do, or is designed to pin people down during the
Yes.
campaign. But hope it will not be opposition because the only people who may see. I give you a simple example. Jagaban is going to throw money or he's throwing millions. Even my governor of Benue State is throwing his own money and campaigning and doing. Then you one day wake up and say you want to pick it. And then very importantly again, for all those who have immunities, these governors that have immunity that cannot be arrested, you will have to wait for them till 29th and a half of May before you can arrest them. And
Yes.
they are the real director general of this looting. So that's why I say
Exactly.
the timing is completely wrong. And it's going to choke a lot of things. It may bring crisis. It may bring a lot of mistrust. But the names
Yes.
you see as victims, they are perceived and targeted enemies that we may plunge into challenges. I don't want to play the
Exactly.
devil's advocate. I believe that it may work, but it may not work. But I just say the timing is completely ugly and a target on some personality. So the CBN governor has been there for over 6, 7 years or thereabout, and he has not thought of this all this while.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
means he's using somebody's idea. And if you're using somebody's idea and you're not the original person who has the idea, it may affect the implementation because you're landing at your
Yes.
destination may have a challenge. Yes, when somebody has an idea, there are people who polish it. Who are the people
Yes.
polishing this thing? The whole
Polishing it.
money, the whole money in this government is resided with the people in power and
Exactly.
their cronies and their cronies.
And
How
those who are
would
supposed to be
you?
in charge of checkmating them, they are planted by them.
Yes. So you can imagine that the president appoints the CBN governor. He appoints this. You just the EFCC chairman,
EFCC. Yeah.
ICPC organ, the
Yes.
Inspector General of Police, and so on. And he said, look,
Yes.
you see, the people that I pity so much in Nigeria are the uniform personnel. They suffer too much and get very little. They are being neglected. They suffer a lot. And this thing is also going to touch on them. Let me tell you, somebody who goes to work and lives maybe from Maraba to central area every day without having his own car, check what the person is collecting as a salary, especially the junior rank officers. Not only them, even the civil servants. So you know, how do you check the civil servants from stealing? As I talked to you since the announcement, those who have money, some of them are buying houses now and investing in buildings. There's a possibility they'll go and buy houses. So as you are thinking, if all birds have learned how, well, hunters have learned how to shoot without missing, the birds too will learn how to fly without perching. There are so many other things now. There's some go into properties, may go into properties and plug in this money there. Buy properties. Is it somebody who want to build house within 3 days, 4 days, or 1 week, 2 months? If you have money, those things are possible. They go invest on landed property and throw the money in. And later you see them selling those land and you think it's their property they are selling. So what measures are you putting up to checkmate these people? Because for you to succeed, you should be sure of getting like at least 40% or 35% of people involved. You can't get up to 50%.
No,
you can't get up to
50%.
It's only, especially in Nigeria, you cannot. So what you should have a target for your success. You should have because when you do it in that line, when you succeed up to that point, you will be more, you will appreciate more. So what the government is supposed to do, the government is supposed to actually think deep before coming out. You saw when the Minister for Finance came and she was saying that she was not informed about the Naira
resignation.
Yes, and she came up and the presidency came that I authorized her. Does she think the presidency will come and take permission from her before giving that kind of order? Which means there are things that are very crafty going on.
You are not supposed to take decision alone without involvement of these persons.
Yes.
There's supposed to be there's supposed to be a roundtable discussion on when to do it, how to do it, the negative and the positive effect of what you're about to do, and possibly the strategies and the measures you are going to put in place to ensure the full implementation and actualization of what you want to do. So if the Minister of Finance says she doesn't know about it, it's just you and the CBN governor, then how fully are you ready to implement what you're about to implement, that it does not have a negative effect on the common people? Because now that the dollar have increases, it's we the common people that are suffering it. Go to the market now, you can't buy anything. You know, I was talking about, I think the last time we had a show about the 14 point something billion the Aso Rock set aside for their internet networks and calls. Do you know what somebody told me? He said that money is fair enough. I said if you break that money by average, the Aso Rock is using 41 million daily for calls. Who are they calling? The person said that what I'm saying, and the rich people don't know about it, and of course they don't buy data in 100, 200. Because I was breaking down for the person that, look, you cannot buy data of 500 and do one show. So the person said, and those people don't buy data of 500 or 1,000, so they don't know about it. They are buying their data a 1 year subscription. And I now ask him, so are the people in Aso Rock, the Nigerians in Aso Rock are more than Nigerians outside Aso Rock? So he was just trying to argue with the point he has. But I feel like, okay, let me just talk in the aspect, if he can understand, then fine. So in this case, you do not bring in the people who are supposed to be involved on the roundtable discussion before the decision to redesign the Naira, looking at the positive and negative effect of it. And if possible, cut down the sale of dollar first, so that they don't change this money to dollars. Hold it on for a while, and then make this implementation as fast as possible with the involvement of all these people we have mentioned. And then you now go ahead and release the sale of dollar again. But you do not do this. You left Nigerian with their fate.
Okay, I think some of those people that are talking, So, there are people that naturally they have been completely brainwashed and they are out of touch with reality. That person that is talking to you, if you see his shoes, that shoes, they are very old, that rats can never. They are used to perpetual suffering, and then their brain has been configured most times to follow my person or my party. And that's why we're looking at, we need a progressive people who will come and move Nigeria higher, like Showore and a little others who are coming up. Now, let me give you one simple analysis. Why would Nigeria not suffer? We are suffering because we are comparing our money to dollars and pounds. What is the rationale of comparing our money to dollars and pounds? Nigerian money is an independent money. Rather, dollars should be pursuing us, not us pursuing dollars.
Yes.
What are you comparing dollars with? Nothing. So the money, your money in your country, you should have a complete sovereignty. Like China, you can't compare China yen with dollars. China operates on their own with their currency.
Yes.
And that is the independence most of these other countries are also having. So why do we need to compare our money with dollars? You want to travel, you want to buy anything, you change your money to dollars before you go out. It's not possible. We've traveled outside Nigeria. When you bring a Naira, like I was in South Africa sometimes, and there's a point where they receive Naira. But now they ask you to change the money to dollars. Even in Ghana now, they now make you almost change your money to dollars. Instead of changing no, dollars first. But now you can change Naira to Ghana cedi and then use your money. So when you do that, you are going to drop the dollar. So Nigerian money should be looked at an independent level. What is your product that you have? You are supposed to equate your money with the product you have. We have the oil. We have other mineral resources.
Yes.
So our money should be valued within our country with the product that we have. You want to buy oil now in barrel, they'll tell you it's 2 naira per dollar. It's wrong. $2 per barrel. No, it should be 2 barrels per naira. When you equate it like this, the dollar we have to chase and come down with it to see how they equate it. So we don't have independence. Nigeria needs an independence. And when we have leaders, when they try to bring some level of independence, we see that they cut them off. We have the likes of Murtala, where they try to bring it. So when you check a true leadership that wants to bring great things to Nigeria, they cut them off. I don't want to mention names.
Yes, there are many.
I believe that there are many, a few. They are within the leadership that we've had. They all had a very short time. Well, to be fair to our President Muhammad Buhari, he came with so much. He came in. We had so much expectation from him. Just that you have a wife that is pregnant. People are believing that he's going to give birth in the next 9 months. Yes, to twins and triplets. And then at the end of the day, you now discover that that pregnancy was not actually pregnancy. It was water that was pumped into the woman's.
But it's even aborted.
See that when she was to give birth, it's only water that came out after 9 months without a child, without even a sign of a child. That is what has happened to the expectations we have from the President Muhammad Buhari. I believe that he should just keep quiet and passively just go out of the leadership, because I believe that when he came in 1983, he brought so many styles of leadership which was anchored and strengthened by Tunde Ideagbon. When it came to PTS, he also brought some ideas which was also moving. So people had so many expectations when it came from his first tenure and then to this point, and we are now seeing a different level of leadership. And then we also had the likes of Tom in Benue State when they came in from ATC to stage the PDP. So people were
Yes.
expecting so many things. In fact, it's a deacon in church. He will carry Bible and swallow Bible and vomit it, and then sleep with Bible, and then preach everything. They mention God and so on. So people have so many beliefs in that. But today, the Benue people, like I keep saying, they need a certificate of survival after this leadership. So it's quite unfortunate that we found ourselves in this one chance leadership. I call them one chance because Nigeria is completely in one chance leadership. Benue State is also in one chance. And I believe that so many other states too, they are all in one chance. So we are in one chance. In federal government, we are also in one chance.
We are all in one chance.
Yes, so in Nigeria, we are in one chance. And by the grace of God, we should get out of this one chance. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you so much. Before then, we have a comment. Prince Osamui said, "Good morning, everyone." Prince, good morning to you too. Gradually, my time is just signaling me that we're about to leave the studio. So before we leave, let's have a reflection. Election is at the corner. These are the very difficult time where people have issues on making decisions on who to vote, whether to even go out and vote, not to vote, and maybe possibly now where you see food, now you go vote. Let me bring your sense back to something. You have been collecting 10 naira, 100 naira, 1,000, even 10,000, in fact, even 100,000 to vote for people over the years. The people who have been collecting this money to come and give you at the polling unit or possibly coming to your house to give you, they have gotten their fair share. If we calculate over 200 million Nigerians, maybe those who are in the position to get this money and share are even just like 2% or 3% of them getting this money to go around and share for you. The remaining 170%, or let me say 70% of the remaining Nigerians are left with their faith, including you who collect the 1,000, 2,000, or 100,000 to vote for that person, which you have now sold out your conscience. Elections are at the corner. Make a wise decision. PVC are ongoing. Go and collect your PVC. Not just about registering it, but going and getting it. Because if you leave your PVC in the INEC, then they feel use you shine. Go and get your PVC. Make a wise decision. Ignore their money between now and March. It's not far. Now and February. It is not far. Stay hungry. You've been staying hungry for 8 years. You never died. Stay and vote your conscience. A word is enough for the wise. One more word from you, Mr. Chief Benjamin Owecho, and we are out of the studio. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. I like you rightly said, we need to vote wisely. But I encourage that when they bring that money to you, please, it's your money, collect. But vote against them. Because when you show resistance, they will come and fight you. They will come and attack you. These people are violent. They are horrible. They are desperate. They are overambitious. That money is the money they stole from you for over these years that they've kept you into perpetual poverty. And then when they bring that money, be diplomatic about it. But please, when you go to vote them out. When they are out of the show, they cannot do nothing. So I believe that I want to advise each and every one of us to be wise, to use wisdom, and let's change the scenario. Don't vote for party, vote for personality. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for coming up. Please keep watching this show, share this program out, and if you have topics that has to do with misappropriation of funds, know your budget. Always know your budget at your doorstep. Know what is going on in Nigeria. How is your public fund being spent? It is your right, and that is why we are in a democratic government. Thank you very much. Look out for this program next week, Monday, 3 p.m. Nigerian time, and we'll be coming up with different topics as we discuss issues that concerns us, Nigeria. Thank you very much.